Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? Cub here and welcome to my brand new Tekkit Legends series, Tekkit Texan, which I'm very excited to get started with you here today. I have been waiting on this for a long time. It's been a couple of months since I technically ended my original Tekkit Legends series, which if you have not watched that, if you're new, if you saw this video and thought, episode 1, click, welcome. I hope you can still enjoy the series. However, I would suggest checking down in the description for the link to the first, season of my Tekkit Legends series. Over 50 videos, all in the wonderful world of Tekkit Legends. I built this massive house. I did a lot of things in both the Nether and the End. It's some pretty cool stuff, so I do recommend you check that series out first if you're here for the first time. If you're just starting off with Tekkit Texan, there's a lot of things that I'm not going to explain. I'm kind of making this series for the fans of the first season. They've watched, they kind of know what's up, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about how everything works. I'll go into some, but really, most of the basics have been covered, so we can kind of just get down and dirty with the advanced stuff, and that made it sound inappropriate. It's not inappropriate. Children of all ages are welcomed. So what is Tekkit Texan all about? Well, if you watch the first series, and you watched kind of the promo for this series, you'll know that I'm trying to get down into the roots of my Texas heritage. I'm going to be building railroads. I'm going to be building some farming stuff, some ranching stuff, some oiling stuff. It's going to be fantastic. I've got my whole crew with me. I've got security guard A-001-090. I've got Thunder Hoofs over there. Hoofs, not hooves, because that's the way he rolls. And of course, we got Buttercup, my loyal dog in the game. In real life, I have a dog named Kylo. Don't tell them about each other, because I'm not sure how that is gonna play out. But anyway, this is the first episode of the series. And seeing as this doesn't scream Texan. It doesn't. This whole house that I've built here, and I'm flying with a flying ring if you're curious. Seriously, folks, go back and watch that series, because it's good information to have. But this doesn't really scream Texan. More like Colorado Rockies. There's just a house shoved into the side of the mountain. I've been to Colorado. I know what it's like. Y'all live in mountains. It's not true. If you've never been to Colorado, well, I guess if you've never been to Colorado, then yeah, it's totally true. You can definitely believe me on that one. But what I'm thinking is we're going to take a little trip. We're going to build us a railroad. A Railcraft-style railroad from this house through this mountain to these glorious fields over here where we're going to set up our second base. Think of it like Site B, but better, because that didn't end well for the Yogscast. God bless them. They definitely tried. And that's what matters. But we're going to be building Site B over here, and we're going to do ranching and farming and all kinds of fun stuff. I feel like this is going to be probably the best area to do it. It's not completely flat, but it's flat enough. I know that if we keep traveling this way, there's some grasslands. You folks can get on the map and check it out for yourself. There'll be a link in the description. If you're curious about the texture pack or anything else I've got going on here, the music, it's all in the description. The first series I did, sort of the first season of Tekkit Legends, everyone was asking me constantly, Cub, where's this texture pack? Blah, blah, blah. Literally every episode has it. It's right there within like the first 2 or 3 links. People just weren't looking. There's a link to my website. Click that. It'll take you to the page where you'll find all the information you need. Trust me on this one. So we're going to get started today. Pretty simple. I've never done much in Railcraft. Let me just give you a rundown of the things I have done in this series, and that should summarize everything I did in Railcraft. So I constructed some coke ovens, some blast furnaces to create these to create coal coke to create steel to create these wondrous monstrosities. Yeah, that's right. I did a lot of steam before we moved to nuclear energy. Again, season 1. I built a rock crusher, which is kind of cool, and as it happens, we're gonna need that. All of this stuff, I'm not gonna go into detail about how I did it. Season 1, watch it, pretty good stuff. Rolling machine. It just so happens we have pretty much everything we need to get started with Railcraft right here already. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a rail, maybe today, maybe in the next episode, depending on how long all of this takes. We're going to build some advanced reinforced track. Reinforced track is 125 times the speed of normal track. So if we take a look at wooden track, which is probably the easiest to build right here, it's extremely affordable. Very easy to build. You don't need a whole lot. Thing is, 30% the speed of normal track. That's not acceptable. Reinforced, though, 125% the speed. So 1 1/4, so a little bit faster. Still nice to have. We could take it up a notch with this HS track, which looks pretty cool, or this electric track. I'm not sure how any of these things work, We'll get to that, but for now, I need to get this track built so we can start building. I don't want to call it Site B because that seems to have some negative connotations with it. So we can start building the Texas Ranch House. That's what we're going to do. So we got to build these reinforced tracks here, which I've been looking at it. If you take a look here, if we click it, first off, it doesn't give us the recipe. It gives us the recipe for suspended tracks. But if we click down here a couple of times, we'll eventually get to reinforced track. We're going to need some stone rail beds and some reinforced rails. Unfortunately, this recipe, kind of expensive. It does give us 32 track, though. In addition to this, we'll also need some of the reinforced booster tracks, which, if we just scroll through here long enough, we'll eventually get to. Here we go. The only difference there is we throw in some redstone with the crafting. If I'm not mistaken, you can also do it after the fact. I think you can add... No, I don't think you can, actually. I'm going to pretend like I didn't say that and embarrass myself. We're just going to keep rolling right along with the flow here. So, for reinforced rails, we're going to have some steel and some obsidian. Now, most of this stuff was covered in Season 1. Maybe you've just forgotten. Maybe you didn't watch Season 1. What you're going to have to do, though, if you're playing along at home, is build yourself a rock crusher, like this one here. I think 2x3 by 2x3 is the smallest you can build one. Honestly, we don't need one much bigger. And then what you do is you take some obsidian and you toss it in there. And guess what it does? I mean, if you can guess, honestly, you should be able to. It crushes it. And sometimes it'll give us some obsidian dust. Sometimes it'll give us some crushed obsidian. I have a lot of crushed obsidian over here because, as you can see, if we hover over it, it will prevent mobs from spawning. And I use this a lot in the nether to keep monsters from spawning in my houses. Don't stand on top of this, by the way, when it's crushing. You will be crushed. So, helpful hint, if you put the crushed obsidian back in here, it'll crush the crushed obsidian and turn it into obsidian dust. So, you can get a ton of obsidian dust this way. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take all this, because we're not using this stuff anymore. We can get more later if we need to. We're going to throw it all in here, and we're going to get us a lot of this obsidian dust, because we're going to need a lot of it. The second item in there was steel. So, I got... Whoa, where... Did it not say 2 a second ago? What? Is that my imagination? Huh. Peculiar. I do believe I've got some more of this stuff. Unfortunately, it does not have an EMC value. So, I actually don't know where it would go or where it would be stored. Maybe in here? This is kind of my random chest. I have a sort of organization system. Doesn't really work that well. I really need to redo it. And in fact, we'll probably do that at some point during the Tekkit Texan series. Not today, though. I was almost positive that I had more. Oh, look at this. More crushed obsidian. We know what we're going to go do with that real fast. Okay, nothing there. Nothing here. Oh, my. Okay. Ah, our rolling machine. Ah, yeah, we have 4 pieces in here. There's also some steel plates, which we're not going to be using right now, so we'll throw them over here. And I guess this is my Railcraft chest? I don't remember making a Railcraft chest, but I guess that's what that is. Well, not to worry. We can make us some more. And in fact, we're going to do that right now. So how do you go about making, again, does not have an EMC value. How do you make steel? Well, all you got to do is you get some. I guess we have to do this step by step, don't we? All right, let's get some coal. You do have to use coal for this process. We'll get a thing of coal. We'll chunk it in our coke oven, like so. That'll begin to cook. When it's done, it'll create what's called coal coke. I have this nifty little system here that'll automatically pull the coal coke into the blast furnace. The blast furnace will then take that coal coke and use it to cook up some iron. We'll get probably a stack of that. And it'll turn it into steel. So we're going to do that. It takes 2 coal coke per piece of steel. So what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to grab some more coal. And in fact, we'll go ahead and grab 5 stacks. Okay, we're going to throw another stack in here. And then that way, each time one of these is done, it's enough to get one of the irons. And we're going to go through and we're going to do this on all of them. I think they're all set to automatically export as well. I think I have them set up. So we should be good to go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load coal into all of these machines and then load iron into the blast furnaces here. And when we come back, I say when we come back, I might not leave. I might just keep talking and see if I can't distract you folks long enough to not realize that I've really just wasted your time with this. There's no reason you had to watch me do that. I could have just cut it out of the video, but I didn't, so oh well. I also got Season 1, if you watched it. I've got this automated... It was automated, and it was making cooked chickens, but then spiders took over, and... whatever. So we've got this set up now. The coke ovens are cooking away the coal. It's turning it into, and I was kind of hoping we could catch this right before it finishes so you could see. Yeah, this one's about done. It's going to shoot that coal coke out when it's done. Yep, there it goes. And once it hits the gold, it really takes off. Woo! Yay! It's going to go in here where it's going to cook up the iron into our steel and then deposit the steel over here when it is finished, hopefully. And hopefully we get a lot of that soon because we're going to need a lot of it moving forward. And now aside from that, that's not the only thing we need. We're also going to need to have, if we get that recipe back up here. Ooh, not what I meant to do. If we get the recipe back up, we're going to need steel, we're going to need obsidian, that's going to give us our reinforced rails, but we're also going to have some of this stone rail bed. Now, stone rail bed is a stone tile, awesome, which is rebar and stone slabs. Now, stone slabs, simple enough, we can do that easy. Rebar is a little bit different. It's going to require some either iron or some bronze, and you see 3 nuggets of either, or 3 ingots of either, is going to give us rebar, 4 rebar. However, we can also use reinforced iron, which will give us 6 rebar, or we can use steel ingots, which will give us 8. Now, we're kind of crunched for steel right now. We're working on making some, but it's not going to be ready for a bit. Now, what the game developer didn't realize is that iron and reinforced iron have the same EMC value, and fortunately, I've already created some iron in here. If we take a look, we've got some refined iron. So we can just grab a stack of it out of here. I've got a ton of EMC. If you haven't watched Season 1, really, folks, you need to go watch it. We've got a serious mining operation in the Nether. We had a serious one here with this automated system. It was pretty cool. But what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to run up to this rolling machine. I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. So we'll get this steel out of it. We'll place these guys in here. There we go. And it's already creating some rebar. We'll just kind of leave that to do its thing. Look at that. All right, so the rebar is being created in our rolling machine. The rolling machine does have energy. Is it a steady flow? It does. It should be getting energy from the end where I've got my massive nuclear reactor coming out of here through this old-fashioned energy conversion system, which I really should update. Oh, no, it's actually getting power directly from frequency 3. Frequency 3, that's a native frequency. Is it? I might be using the old system here. That would be nice if it was. Let's see. Frequency 3. Wow, yeah, so both 3 and 4 are being run for some reason. I'm not sure what for. That's cool, though. Like, I wasn't really using Steam anymore, but I guess we'll go ahead and leave those systems on Steam. It's kind of Railcrafty. We've got 6 of these bad boys ready to go, which I think is enough for us to get kind of started with this. So we'll grab the 6 of these, run on over here, and we will grab us some obsidian dust. So we've now got 9 total steel bars as well. All right, let's get over here. Let's just do this. We're going to get all this out. Looks like this was already done. We might need to set up a system to automatically offload into a chest if it's going to get done that quickly. But we'll see if I can do this from memory. If you're new to my channel, I generally struggle with doing things from memory, but I think this was correct. All right, honesty time. I don't know what I'm doing at all. So maybe it's just regular crafting. Oh, wait, no. What have I done wrong? Oh, I forgot. I actually have to turn the rebar. I've got to do the rebar. Of course I do. So we'll hop in here. We'll get ourselves some stone. Again, not a problem. Got tons of it. We'll just get tons of it. 3 stacks, maybe? 3 stacks. Come on, let's do that. So we get 3 stacks of stone. And wonder what I was building. Looks like I was doing something fun. So we'll put the stone in down here. And the rebar on top. Put the rebar here and the stone. No, we gotta make the slabs. Okay, look. Be easy on me, alright? I'm gonna get this down. By the end of this episode, I promise you, we're gonna have something. Look at that. Okay. We've got these guys now. We've got these stone ties. I think I was calling them tiles before. Just ignore me. I say things. Stone rail bed. Awesome. We got the 15 of those. And I believe it's that there. But we got to make these first. So we'll put these down along with... What am I trying to create right now? We've got the rail bed. I think I'm trying to create these. That isn't a rolling machine. Yeah, steel ingots and obsidian dust. But did I have it wrong, though? Hold on. Maybe I had them in the wrong configuration. Let's check. Okay, steel on the outside. Well, darn it. That's not going to give us a whole lot of play here. That'll give us standard rails. That's not what we want. We want to throw some of our obsidian dust in the center. Wow, this has turned out to be way more confusing than I had initially planned, and I'm sorry, folks. It's my fault. That'll give us 8 of these, which isn't a lot to do. Well, it's not enough to do really anything, but we'll give it a go. Throw those in there. We'll put this in the center. 32 reinforced tracks. Awesome. And once we get some more, we only need 3 more pieces of, we probably have some. Let's hop down here and check. Oh, fantastic. We've got 6. Let's create some zippy rails too. And that's not what they're called, but you'll go easy on me for calling them that, right? You folks seem like good people. And I'm sorry that this is so complicated and confusing. It's not really. It's just, it's been a while since I've created a real proper YouTube video, real proper gaming video. I'm a little bit rusty. I'm sure my skills will return to me. My skizzles? Is that something the kids still say? My skizzles will come back all over the rizzles and will be popping and locking all over the place. I'm positive. Look at that. So that'll give us 16 reinforced booster tracks. Awesome. I'm pretty sure you just power those with redstone. But again, never really used this mod extensively. So everything we do is like a whole new adventure for me. All right, so we've got now reinforced booster track, reinforced track. Something else we have a lot of, if we take inside the coke oven, a little peek here, is creosote oil. Creosote oil is used for some things. We're not going to be using it today, though. If we were building, let's say, the wooden track, I think you have to soak the wooden rail ties in creosote. We're not doing that today. What we might end up doing, though, ooh, you know what could be fun? Suspended tracks. Suspended tracks are kind of cool. They're not very fast. They don't require support underneath them, though. They just kind of hang in the air. It could be cool to use a couple of those, just aesthetically. It's not necessary. We could easily just build something underneath. But I don't know. I kind of feel like that could be fun. I also feel like this video is going on for 15 minutes. It's probably time to call it quits here. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter. I know for some people, it's hard to invest a lot of time in a YouTube video, and I definitely don't want to create videos that are too long. I know the vocal minority of my viewers love the long videos, but I know from audience retention data, it's good to keep them short. So we're going to call it here. We've got our reinforced tracks, our booster tracks, and our reinforced tracks. Next time when we come back, I think we'll begin plotting a course out across this, well, I was about to say barren wasteland, but that's not the case at all. Is it SGA-001-090? That's not the case at all. I need to give him like a nickname or something. If you want to recommend a nickname, definitely do so in the comments. That'd be great. Until next time, though, folks, I think we're going to call it here. Thank you so much for watching my return to YouTube. Thank you for watching the Tekkit Texan. We'll be getting into stuff hardcore starting next time. So, yeah, until next time, God bless you. I'll see you later. Bye.